Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Xerox. Today we have Romy and Tatiana interviewing Bleak, and they will be discussing the issue of plagiarism from big brands to independent designers. And yeah, let's jump right into it.
Like introduction of what is Bleak and who are you, and just that we have it on mic. Yeah.
Like Shaz, you're good at that one.
For which one? Bleak. For Bleak. Oh gosh, I'm really bad today. So basically, Bleak was founded by designers, and it's for designers as well. And it's a marketplace where we offer emerging creatives, I guess like a showroom and a platform to sell their stuff whilst also celebrating them.
I mean, I'm Gloria, and I run Bleak. I'm one of the directors, but also I'm like a fashion designer as well. I make my work primarily out of like recycled sailing gear, so like wetsuits and sails and things. And then this is Sophie.
I'm Sophie, same as Gloria, like part of Bleak. I started my work on like illustrations, empowering women and tackling street harassment, and then it's kind of grown and it's very much like activist work. I recently made clothes out of tampons, so it's all like purpose-driven political issues.
Cool.
And I'm Shaz, or Shannon, and co-founder of Bleak. And I make all my clothes out of recycled materials as well. I think instead of doing seasons, I close the loop, so I'll find like a different waste material to work with each time. So it could be like motorbike leathers to tights, but yeah, it varies each time.
All right. We're sitting here because we want to discuss like the issue around copying. So can I say that you experienced like something like that in like the history of Bleak?
I think when we kind of started Bleak, this is one of the main things we actually ended up talking about the other day, because we like one reason we started it was because when I met Shaz, we kind of worked together on like various fashion projects, and we started to just get like mutually really fed up with like the way the retail structure is, and like how they just kind of take your clothes, sell them, you don't even get to know them, and it's all quite like, what's the word, like just quite kind of like transactional and a bit like mechanic, and it's just kind of like a bit soul destroying. So that's one of the reasons we started it. And like when we started as well, we wanted it to be a bit more like grassroots, like a bit more underground, and like maybe trying to like start more of a fashion scene that doesn't like rely on like fashion week every like twice a year, and like trying to like bring more like interesting dynamic events, and yeah, trying to do it a little bit more underground. Like one of the things we really didn't want to get Instagram, did we? Like one of the things we just didn't want to do it, but like you literally in this world that we live in right now, like you actually have to have Instagram to even like have a business,
and like, especially if we're supporting other designers as well, they'd be like, well, you're not doing enough to promote me if you haven't got the Instagram.
Even though like when we do events and stuff, we do it more like a bit more underground, which is nice, and it's like people that know come and stuff. But yeah, we ended up, obviously we do have Instagram because promotional reasons, and like to give that space to our designers to like share their work, and it is a great tool. But yeah, I think with Instagram comes a lot of issues with like copying and stuff. And I think kind of recently we realised like when we started, we wanted to like be really different to other concept stores. And I think we like realised one or two of them like recently did like a few things on their websites that were like similar to ours, and like we really kind of put ourselves on being just like that little bit different, and it was just like a little bit like upsetting, wasn't it? We were just a bit like more like upset, so like if we didn't have Instagram, that probably wouldn't have happened, because they wouldn't have like seen it, like things like that. Do you know what I mean?
They just skim the surface. I think that's what they do with the designers as well. Like obviously when designers copy designers, they just skim the surface of aesthetically it looks good. So I'm going to copy the aesthetic, it's so two-dimensional, but they don't understand. That's probably why it hurts so much, because like we got really upset about it, because we have like feelings behind everything that we post and do, and all of our designers, which is the same as like when a designer gets copied, there's a lot of sentimental value to what they're doing, and it is the copycat thing is just to skim the surface of the aesthetic and then just sell it because it's sellable. That's it. And you can, but the thing is, I feel like you can see it now, like you can once you start rooting, you can see there's like no vibe and no personality there, and they've just taken the aesthetic and gone with it.
I feel like, I don't know about you as well, like recently I've been feeling like weird, like maternal feelings towards all of our designers, and like seeing their things maybe be like,
it's happened to
I think like Rosie Evans posted like a photo of ASOS with a jumper that looked like hers the other day, and I just felt like really upset for her, and I feel like
sour tie as well.
Yeah, something happened with sour tie, and I feel like I get this weird like maternal instinct where I feel really sad about it.
On Alibaba?
Was it?
Yeah,
awful there, isn't
it's
it?
coming back to me now, yeah. How bad is that?
And
AliExpress.
Yeah. So
AliExpress.
I feel like when those happen to them, I feel like that also kind of like hurts me
Yeah.
in some way. And when like, for example, like when like the girls that do these trousers that like the Riot Pant project, every time I speak to them, I'm just like, I feel like you just need to like legally trademark it, because that's the world we live in now, where they've literally come up with this iconic idea where like everyone, like that's probably one of our main things that we sell, and like we're really good friends with them, and like they only really sell through us. But
can you
like
briefly describe the pants, because the people
so their Riot Pant project, they're like a Berlin based trio now. I think they're like a trio of girls, and they print like slogans on the crutch of jeans and like just like secondhand trousers. There's like one slogan, toxic masculinity, one is stop spreading, and the other one is give us space. So they're all to do with like man spreading, like men taking up all of women's space, like in the general world, but like mainly on public transport. And the idea is that is when you like mimic their, like them spreading their legs, then you reveal a message. So they're really amazing, and they're like doing so well. But yeah, one of the things is that they're like super chill girls, and they just like they're doing it as a side project. They just really enjoy it, and it's more for like fun rather than, you know, that's not really a business to them. They just want to do.
Like
they want people to.
That's why they kept the pants low in price.
Yeah, they didn't want to charge much for them. They wanted everyone to be able to buy them, and they even do a thing where you can literally post them in your pants, and so it's like size inclusive. Like so they're amazing. But like I feel like they're the next copy. So I just think they need to like trade.
I think it's just gonna be another slogan that they're just gonna get. On there.
They're definitely, it's going to be, it does feel like they might be next. Which is really sad.
So like, I feel like I have this in the back of my mind sometimes, like worry for our own designers about these things happening. But like, that's just the kind of
their own homes. Like we just like, we had that person message us, be like, do you mind if I just do the print it myself, because I can't afford to buy a pair?
And someone on Depop, like, so we did a workshop which was free, so it was literally free to come and get your trousers printed, which normally like that would be like £25 for a pair to like just get the print, and somebody like just put them on Depop to sell them, and I just felt like, we invited you and you printed them for free, and it's totally, maybe if you don't wear them, like, you know, that's fine, or like you don't want them anymore, but I just thought like they were selling them for like the same price as how we sell them or something, and I was just like, I know that if I haven't told them yet, because I know the girls would be upset about that, because they don't want, like their workshops they always want to do for free, because they don't, like the print at the workshop obviously isn't like, it's a DIY workshop, the print's not like amazing, but it works and it does and it stays on, but like, so they didn't want anyone to like be able to sell them so things like that, but
But you still have the feeling that like people who are more into fashion, they know like the differences between something real and something from the designers and then the copies.
I think there's the essence there. They like we were saying, it's like it's lacking of something, and I think if you're like us guys, or like our designers, or like the sort of, I don't know, at the realm of the creative circle, and then you've got like these different layers of people that would slowly not be able to tell the different aesthetic, or might not even care.
It's also like the quality of how it's made and stuff. Like that Rosie Evans corset, or whatever it is in ASOS, you'll be able to tell that it's just like so much cheaper made, and like the finishings and everything, whereas like Rosie's work is just so well crafted.
and she's like finessed that technique for years and years,
and it's just been,
so
maybe it is like the general shopper, like not that it's their fault, but it's more like the people that would want to buy it for cheaper and that don't notice the difference, and then maybe not even care that there's a difference, or that it's come from someone originally,
or not understanding how much it does mean to the designer.
Which is why we do this. And this is why when like we did the Forbes interview, we were talking about why it's so pivotal to have us here in Oxford Street, because you're amongst the shopper that's probably typically going to be that person, not in a mean way, but
not getting it.
Just not getting it, and then it's just like, we want to show the inner workings of the designers and the brand, so that people actually understand, like, there's such a sentimental value and a whole process that goes behind making each and every one of our garments. So it just, and it's showing them, like, where they wouldn't normally get that opportunity to see the inner workings of a brand and to meet the designers. Like, we have them come in all the time. It's like a really nice community, but we're also really open to the general public too. It's not like we try and keep closed off from people, or like have a hierarchy, because that's what we're sort of against. So
yeah, it's all about like spreading the love of our designers and their work and what everything's about.
Another example that you, like, your name was being copied, or what did you say, like
there was basically a concept store, and we backtracked all the dates of their articles that started to have the same name as our articles. So we have something called In Talks. I don't know if this will be.
It's like a published.
Yeah.
It's like a just not published. It's like a
It's like a blog almost, but it's like an article. So we started it at the beginning of Bleak to sort of cover, I don't know, like pivotal issues. I think the first one was about dealing with like lockdown blues and like what did all of our creators do in that lockdown period, and like what were they up to and how did it make them feel. We started that, and then we've just recently stumbled upon this other concept store, and they've taken the exact same name as our feature thing that we do, which was quite interesting.
So it's not only designs, it's also like just
kind of like
concepts.
I mean, also I don't know whether, and also with one of the things I noticed, like with our designers, like a lot of them we have met through the industry and through each other, and it's kind of, we have sometimes scouted a few on Instagram or they've applied for our website.
Typically organic.
But it's been very organic. And what I've found a little bit like upsetting is like a lot of other concept stores just like taking like a whole bunch of our designers on, which is obviously great for them. Like, I would never want to say no. We wouldn't ever be like, you just see like them getting, the mood is going more towards like the vibe of our designers, because they've got like quite a few of them now, and it's just like they've probably just found them on our account.
It feels
whereas
like
we've found them through lovely like organic reasons. Whereas they've probably just like looked on Bleak or whatever, like on Instagram, and like just been like, oh, they're cool, they're obviously selling loads of stuff, or I don't know. That might not be the true thing, but just sort of have a sense of feeling of that. Like that. Just of a few like other emerging concept stores, But I mean, I always think anyway, the thing that makes me not feel too bothered by it is that I feel like we're still like doing really great things, and our main focus also is about physical presence, and like, even though also I said we have to have Instagram, we will never get TikTok. That's never. But we focus mainly on doing events, and like that is like the one thing that I think will never be able to be like taken from us, which is nice. So
So you think definitely like social media has like a big impact on like the copycat issuing in the industry?
I think that's one of the main.
Posts can go viral so quickly and so easily. So
and because you can be so anonymous as well on social media.
Yeah, people share it, and if like something's really popular for 5 minutes on everyone's stories, so everyone just sees it. So it's so easy to be like, everyone's loving that for like these couple of days. Let's take that.
I've just remembered something actually, which you'll remember as soon as I say it. When one of our designers was working in the store not too long ago, and somebody bought one of Ella's bags.
Oh my god!
So we have like these amazing like puffer bags that her brand's called Ella Rose Label, and she makes puffer bags out of like old plastic bags, like Sainsbury's bags or whatever. And someone came in and bought one, and then after they paid for it, they were chatting with Alice, who's one of our designers who's sometimes in the shop, and they were saying how they were from like Sega Bodega, and they're doing research. And obviously the poor Alice didn't really know what to do, and so she just like let them like take it. But we've got like their email on the receipt, so like if I ever see like Sainsbury's puffer bags coming up on Sega Bodega, please let us know. But so I would just thought that's bizarre. So that's one physical thing that did happen, like in the copy. So obviously they bought that for like
research.
It's probably somewhere in Sega Bodega's office on a mood board.
Definitely.
So God knows. I know.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, I think primarily Instagram is like, as soon as you put your work out there, it's out there to be seen by everyone, and anyone can do whatever they like with it. It's really kind of, although Instagram's an amazing tool for, you know, promoting yourself, it's amazing, but at the same time, it's kind of like you making everything publicly accessible.
We also had that thing at the event where someone pretended to be me.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And robbed money from us.
From the charity.
It was a charity raffle. So it's not just clothes, they're always just robbing us blind.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And do you
Copying
think
you.
that like in the future social media becomes more and more like in our daily lives and it's just taking over the world sometimes? Do you think that it's also becoming like the issue be like worse in the future because of the social media impact is also becoming more and more?
I think people are seeing the other side of it, to be fair. I feel like I know a lot of designers that don't want to use it anymore, and I know loads of people that go on big social media breaks. Like, I haven't posted in so long on my own designer account. It's because I just don't feel the need to force something, and I feel like now, I don't know, I feel like if it carries on the way it does, it's going to be bad, but I do feel like there's people seeing the other side of it and how negative it is, and I'm just hoping that we all start to maybe move away from it and sort of not have a toxic relationship with it.
It's also so nice to step back from it, have breaks from it.
I mean, I feel like I do have Instagram for my own personal designs, but most of the time I sell my stuff like just in the shop. Like, I'll just make things and just put them in the shop without even sharing that I made it, and then it'll just like now that we have Bleak and like we have this platform to like sell stuff and like make money from our own work without having to do that, like at least that means I don't have to constantly post it, because I post on Bleak for like business reasons, but I don't really post on my own social media because I just don't really have time.
It's exhausting.
But I still manage.
Well.
And also I do think, I recently realised also, I thought that I'd have to post on it a lot to like make money for myself and to like pay the bills, you know, etc., as every creative probably feels. But I mean, I feel like I've managed to do all right without that recently, and maybe that's through Bleak, maybe that's through people can see my work physically in a space in London. So maybe, you know, maybe we are stepping away from that slightly a little bit. I found more recently a little bit of a shift of not
so
having to do
having
that
to
constantly.
be like designing the stuff, making the stuff, coming up with the ideas, and then having to be your own PR, the social media.
Takes away from your
It's like, I'm
everything.
so tired, I don't care if you like my photo or not, because I think it looks sick.
Do you think this can be like a sort of tip or like trick to avoid copycats, like not being very active on social media?
Yeah, I guess, but then also, like you say, like when Sega Bodega came in, it doesn't always stop it. But I do think it's
more in a
prevents
position to prevent it there, though.
Yeah.
I think if someone comes in,
especially with the fast fashion brands, because I think obviously they sell stuff so cheap, like they probably don't bother to put money into people going out scouting stuff. That's probably not in their budget.
They sit there.
They just sit there trolling through Instagram, like that's. So I think probably.
It's also like when we have people come into the shops and they just start taking pictures of stuff, and we're like, can you not take pictures of stuff? And they're like, oh, it's just going to my friend, and we're like, no.
Yeah,
whereas, like,
I remember
Instagram,
when
you can just screenshot it. No one's in charge of what is kept on their phone.
I remember when I was a student, I used to like go to Dover Street Market and like take pictures of stuff, and they'd like always tell you off because they didn't let you do that. And I didn't at the time understand, but now I'm like, oh my god, that's so good. That's a good thing that they do that. Do you know what I mean? But obviously I was just a student, just trying to be like, oh my god, art.
And do you have other like tips that you want to share, like maybe that you experienced to avoid copycats? Like,
oh my gosh, I think don't be afraid to like
call them out.
I think you can't really avoid it.
The ironic thing is as well, because of social media, you can call them out, and it will make a sort of like ripple effect with your friend in your outer circle. I feel like everyone would make that viral.
People are supportive for you
so
through
that's
that.
Like the irony of it being through social media is also like where you'd probably get the most response if you were catted. I don't know, I was speaking actually to, so we've got this designer that was stocking called Noki. I'm actually wearing him now, and he's probably one of the most copied designers in the whole of the past, like, since the 80s. And because I was speaking to him about the issue too, because he's had like literally Kanye West, I can't can't even think of the list, but it goes on. But they even had people come into the store and try to buy his stuff, and he said, I'm not selling it to him. And literally, then he gets someone else to remake the mask, and he's wearing all of his tours. But he was like, it means you're going in the right direction. So as much as you want to like beat yourself up about it, you will always be a step in front of all of these people that are copying you, because you've got the actual originality. So obviously definitely call them out, because you need to stick up for yourself, but also don't worry, because naturally you're always going to be one step ahead of them. You're doing the right thing, and they'll never actually catch up with you.
Yeah, that's true. And like, don't like beat yourself up. Don't try and like be upset about it happening.
You'll initially
don't get in your own head about
and
it.
angry, maybe for like a day, and then sleep it off.
And I think that's a good point actually, because I think obviously by the time they've ended up copying, you're probably on to the next thing anyway.
Exactly.
Like, you're bored of that design, they can have it, whatever. It is like, it sucks, but you know, you've got something amazing brewing up next, you know what I mean? So
I think that's probably the best advice as well, and and what we said, and call them out.
And your originals are never gonna be as good as yours anyway. Like they might look similar, and they'd probably be a terrible version of that. But you know, you know that you started it, and everyone else does actually know that. Everyone that loves you knows that, and like,
That's a good tip.
I'd say so.
Advice, Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for talking to us.
That was really lovely.
And that's it for today. I hope everyone enjoyed this, and we will be interviewing Purple Hill in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Bye.